Welcome back. Now we take a look at some sports. Here's Charles Aruka.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
Welcome to Sports News. Nigeria's Dream Team 6 face host Senegal tomorrow in the Under-23 Championship with a place at the Summer Olympics on their minds, knowing that victory will give them one of the automatic slots. Coach Samson Siasia has made a late change to his squad with Ayo Ebong replacing Taiwo Awoniyi in the attack, while God's Power Tower comes in for Augustine Dimba. Siasia knows how tough qualifying will be for his team, who come into the semi-final match on the back of a narrow victory over Mali and two uninspiring draws with Egypt and Algeria. Senegal have quickly established themselves as outstanding favorites to win the 2015 African Under-23 Championship after getting 3 victories in the first round. In the UEFA Champions League games played tonight, 8 teams have booked their place in the round of 16. Real Madrid thrashed Malmo 8-0 to consolidate top spot in Group A, while French moneybags Paris Saint-Germain beat Shakhtar Donetsk 2-0 with goals from Lucas Moura and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Manchester United crashed out of the competition after losing 2-3 to German side Wolfsburg, while PSV Eindhoven defeated Ahmed Musa's CSKA Moscow 2-1 to progress at the expense of the Red Devils. Portuguese giants Benfica lost 2-1 to Atletico Madrid, but still qualified alongside their Spanish opponents, while Turkish side Galatasaray played a 1-0 draw with FC Astana. Manchester City defeated Sevilla 4-2 to book their place in the round of 16, while Sevilla beat Juventus 1-0, but the Italians had already qualified. Now, the Nigeria Wrestling Federation has confirmed that 2-time African champion Oduayo Adekuoroye will be participating in the highly rated Indian League, which kicks off on the 10th through the 27th of this month. Adekuoroye has also signed a 2-year deal with India's wrestling club Mumbai team. Female coach Purity Aku has advised that Adekuoroye needs to wrestle with international wrestlers if she is to have a chance of securing a medal at the Olympics in Rio, Brazil. Coach Aku, who led Adekuoroye to win the bronze at this year's World Wrestling Championship in Las Vegas, is confident that with more international exposure, the wrestler will understand different techniques in the sport. In tennis, world number 5 Rafael Nadal is confident he can sweep more Grand Slams next year after an impressive display at the International Premier Tennis League. Nadal played for the Indian Aces and won the matches in both the men's singles and doubles, where he partnered Ivan Dodig against the UAE Royals' Thomas Berdych and Daniel Nestor. 14-time Grand Slam winner Nadal has not won a top-tier event since the 2014 French Open, but a recent upsurge in form has seen him rise to number 5 in the world. Formula One team Mercedes are taking legal action against an engineer who allegedly took confidential information as he prepared to join Formula One rivals Ferrari. Benjamin Hoyle, who works for engine manufacturers Mercedes-AMG high-performance powertrains, is alleged to have searched and saved race data. Hoyle was set to leave Mercedes at the end of 2015. The Mercedes team won the 2015 Constructors' Championship by 275 points from Ferrari. That's where we cross the finish line on Sports News, and it's back to Ijoma with the rest of the news at 10.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
The French presidency has praised the progress and collaborative attitude of ministers who attended the first official day of high-level discussions at the ongoing climate conference in Paris. However, it's up to ministers to deliver on world leaders' commitment to reduce cases of global warming. Our correspondent in Paris, Ayola Kazim, now reports.
The effect of climate change is being felt in every corner of the world. From desertification to flooding, extreme weather conditions caused by global warming is wreaking havoc on human lives. The World Meteorological Agency says the years between 2011 and 2015 have been the warmest 5-year period on record, with many extreme weather events, especially heat waves, influenced by climate change. The world leaders have been warned that it was time to change from the business-as-usual scenarios.
A great deal of impacts, vulnerabilities could be avoided if the world succeeds in 2 degrees C stabilization.
In the lead-up to the ongoing climate conference in Paris, countries have been asked to submit their national action plan towards reduction of global temperature, known as the intended nationally determined contributions. Not many believe this is the right solution to solving the climate problem.
We've added up all the intentions suggested so far, and we're on track. If they do what they say they're going to do, the world is going to warm by up to 3.5 to 4 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. And if the world warms by 4 degrees, Africa can expect 6 degrees. Africa will be roasted.
But considering the failure of past efforts, majority of the delegates in Paris are optimistic.
There's been a good spirit of cooperation around this, and that we will end up with an outcome which reflects, as all UN outcomes do, reflects the very complex national circumstances in a wide number of countries, but does so in a way that moves us on and gives confidence to citizens and businesses through that.
The Minister of the Environment and leader of the Nigerian delegation to the climate conference told the world that the Paris outcome must result in a legally binding agreement that ensures a sustainable future for the people and planet.
Ultimately, there is a moral imperative to stabilize temperature increases at least 1.5 degrees Celsius. The African Union Agenda 2063 shows how Africa is committed to contributing and delivering on this goal. The onus is now on us as political leaders to seize this historic opportunity to deliver on a really and truly ambitious agreement.
The aim here is to keep temperature below 2 degrees centigrade. Considering the words being whispered around the negotiating rooms, politics is stalling the talks. Whether there will be an agreement by Friday, well, only time will tell. From Paris-Le-Bourget, the venue of the 2015 Climate Conference, I'm Ayola Kasim reporting for Channels Television News.
American leaders, Muslims, as well as the United Nations, have criticized the latest outburst by Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump. Mr. Trump had said during his latest campaign that Muslims should be banned from entering the United States. The White House said Trump's comments ran contrary to U.S. values and national security interests. Now, holy living, right standing with God and character are more important than giving offerings in church. And this is an admonition coming from the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, who told his members that anyone who is not in right standing with God should no longer give offerings in church. Our correspondent Loretta Chogo, who was at the opening of this year's annual Holy Ghost Congress, now reports.
The annual December gathering of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, takes off on a high note with singing and dancing. Then, time for the message of the day. Pastor Enoch Adeboye speaks about loving God and getting rewards.
I've told my children again and again, he said this, you summarize everything that Jesus Christ said. It comes to one single sentence. Nothing goes for nothing. You don't love God? Don't expect him to love you in return. I love those who love me. You want him to release the flood of God on you? He said, okay, prove it. Prove your love for me by loving your fellow, by loving your neighbor.
He announces that whoever is not in right standing with God in character and deed should no longer give offerings in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. The 18th Annual Congress is a week-long event which ends on 12th December. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
And the main news again. The President Muhammadu Buhari has held talks with his Benin Republic counterpart Boni Yayi. A fallout of the two leaders' meeting is that 800 Beninois soldiers are to join the war against terror in West Africa. Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka has warned against ignoring those demanding for the Biafra state, saying the government should listen to them. And Republican presidential hopeful Donald Trump has provoked condemnation around political and international circles by calling for a ban on Muslim visitors to the United States. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Bunyato. Good night.